It says I'm live, so I must be. Evening. I don't get a whole lot of support for this show quite yet. Largely because I'm up against a whole bunch of major things like Rob Finds Treasure. I'm also up against a private metal detecting group that originally only got together from 7 to 8, and then they would disband and come back together at 10 o'clock. But apparently they're not doing that now. So I'm basically up against everybody. That's okay. Andy, is my sound all right, honey? Am I here? Yeah. Scott Jarvie, hello. I do have somebody that comes to see me. How you doing tonight, Scott? Ooh, it is hot in here. My studio is in a closet, and I have a fan blowing right on me, and I'm still struggling here. So I can adjust it. Telephone guy, hey, Andy, my faithful and loyal moderator. You're probably going to hear a bunch of noise here just for a second because I forgot to turn my YouTube on. And the first thing I have to do is hit the sound on it, make it a mutant so that it doesn't yell over me. But sound on it. See, told you, make it a mutant. I gotta make it a mutant so that it doesn't yell over me. But, all right. Sound on it. See, come on. Okay. Woohoo! I finally killed it, and somehow killed my channel as well. Well, wasn't that special? Oh, poo. I'm having so much fun messing. You'd think after I've done a few of these that I would get this right, but I never do because I'm an old lady. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to that excuse. Okay. All my coin people are here, but none of my detecting people, which I kind of don't have any detecting people anymore. I sort of lost them over the COVID thing, and now it's just too hot for me personally to get out there and do a lot of detecting. It's like in the 90s by noon, you know, so I get up and I try to get out there by 7 o'clock, and it's already 80 degrees and 90% humidity, and I'm in meltdown. So for those reasons, I've kind of lost a lot of my metal detecting people. I hope eventually I'll get them back. I'm going to be moving in about 3 months up to the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. There's a bug flying around in here. It's driving me nuts. Absolutely insane. All right. Hi, Fleabag. Oh, anyway, this is my metal detecting show from the ground up. And originally, if any metal detecting people came in, we were actually going to have a discussion of metal detecting ethics or lack thereof. But so far, I got mostly coin people, and that's okay. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you some dirt coins. There's always a great debate on whether or not you should clean your coins. And I understand from the coin collector's perspective But being a detectorist, I also understand from the detectorist point of view. And I'm just going to give you a little random sample here of why the divide is so big. I'm just going to throw some coins out here. And then I'm going to go to my handy dandy microscope that I love to play with so much. It is an awesome thing. So, yeah, dirty coin people. Yeah, all the dirty coin people. I'm going to show you some dirty coins right now, WTH. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you some dirty coins. This is where the great divide comes in between, do I clean it or do I not? Of course, coin people are, no, don't ever clean it, don't ever clean it. Now, this one's not too bad. I picked this one up, kind of a surface find. So that's not too awful. I mean, it's pretty pitted, but it's legible. You know what it is. You know, it's a bicentennial quarter. However, here's another coin that another quarter I got the same day. Yes, that is a quarter. Hard to tell that. Yes, I know, but that is a quarter. A clad quarter, a modern quarter. Now, yeah, telephone guy, that probably would get you in trouble. And I actually had my detector go off on a beach. And I realized it was too close to this guy's cooler. I was going to detect me, you know, a Bud Light or something. But nah, I don't think he would have appreciated it. But yeah, this is why we have the great divide between people that metal detect saying they've got to clean their coins. You can't even tell what this is. I mean, I can tell what it is, but in general, if it's under a microscope and you can't tell what that is it really going to make a difference if I clean it? If I know enough to know and can see with my eyes that it's a Washington quarter, and I can kind of see that the date on it is in the 80s. Is it really, really going to make a difference if I clean that? From every standpoint I can think of, heck no. This coin is so crappy, it wouldn't go through a coin star machine. Here, let me show you some more. Now, is it recognizable? What do I have under the microscope here? What is that? Can anybody tell me what it is? Here, let me turn it over for you. There, now you can tell me what it is. Does it really matter if I clean that? Probably not. These coins that I have up here right now are, for the most part, coins that were rejected by the coin star machine. They're pretty gritty. I mean, I do try to check them and find a date on them before I make a decision whether or not I'm going to clean them. But realistically, folks, when metal detecting people talk about cleaning coins, it's usually because of something like this. This is actually the best one of the bunch right here. This one looks pretty good. It's got a little clay around the edge, but that one didn't look too bad. Exactly, Mike. Will not go through Coinstar. In fact, I'm banned from the Coinstar at the Walmart in Valdosta. They won't let me near that machine anymore. Although it was not my coins that grubbed it up, they think it was. So yeah. These are just, this right here, I'm going to show you this one. It is a penny from the local schoolyard. Most of these are actually from the local schoolyard. That is a combination of mud and Georgia red clay. I have jars full of this stuff. I'm sorry, but I'm cleaning it because if there's anything in here that had any value, its value has long since gone down the road. I mean, if I found some odd sized coin or odd weight coin that I couldn't tell at all what it was, yeah, I might be hesitant to clean it. But in general, this mess right here, this is plaid from me and Julio down by the schoolyard, and I'm cashing it in because I'm still paying for my metal detector. So that's one of the ethical questions that I get caught in because I collect coins and because I'm a metal detectorist. I don't know where to go with that. I've been yelled at so many times. Oh my God, you can't clean your coins. You can't clean your coins. But people that don't metal detect have never seen our coins. Once you see them, you understand why a rudimentary cleaning has to happen. Now, I do kind of take issue with some of the detectorists, and some of them, I love their channels, but I cringe. I just absolutely cringe when they start throwing older coins in a rock tumbler. It just, there's a story, and I don't know if it's true. I heard this, and if there's anybody in here who was actually at Florida Hunt 6, I heard there was a guy there that found a very, very, very valuable Spanish coin that was worth lots and lots of money, and he cleaned it, and then it was worth about 30 bucks. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's why I always cringe when I see those guys throwing their coins in the rock tumbler. Oh, I see Ida. Hi, Ida. So, yeah, I released a video, 2 videos today, actually. The first one, the first one was shot over 3 months ago when I was in Florida, right before the pandemic thing started. In fact, it was the very beginning of spring break. And I hightailed it back to Georgia when I realized things were getting serious. But I sat on this one video for 3 months. I could not decide if I wanted to post it or not, because not long after it was filmed, the person who was in the video with me, in my opinion, went off his rocker. And the things that started coming out on his channel and coming out of his mouth, I just found so offensive that I couldn't make a decision whether or not I wanted to release the video, because I didn't want people to think that I agreed with his current behavior. So I finally, after 3 months, decided to do two videos. The first video is just the metal detecting event of that day as it happened. I did not cut anything of that gentleman out of the video. He wasn't in that much of it anyway. But I didn't cut anything out because, truthfully, he was an absolute gentleman on that particular event. However, I knew I was going to take some slack or some stuff for posting it at all, because particularly in Florida, there are a lot of people that just don't want anything to do with this guy for their own personal reasons. And so what I decided to do was I made the original video, And then I made a second video, and the second video explains in about 4 minutes why I am no longer friends with this person. It shows screenshots of messages and things that they sent to me that were just, to me, were highly offensive. Y'all know I don't like bullies, and being 67 years old, I feel entitled not to have to watch things that I feel are disgusting. And when somebody fills my Facebook or, you know, my email or my Facebook Messenger with videos that I find absolutely repulsive, and I tell them to stop, and they keep sending stuff that gets worse and worse, I have to cut off ties to that person. So I made this second little 4-minute video, and it's probably going to make some people mad because this guy does have a following. He's got a monetized channel. I don't. So maybe it's going to look like I'm being a bully, and I hope nobody takes it that way. I just got tired of people saying, well, hey, didn't you go detecting with so-and-so? I thought, yeah, I did. And he was fine then. But to me, this was an ethical issue. Do I want to tolerate this kind of behavior? And those of you who watched the video, I had it set actually to debut at 7:45 tonight. So it should be online at this point. And it's a video called Why It Took Me 3 months to do my Madeira Beach detecting video. I didn't even put the guy's name in the title of the video because although it's in the video, I didn't want to give him that much publicity. So if y'all see that video and you think I'm out of line for making it known what he did to me personally, then send me an email, because I turned off the comments to that video. When I put it up, I did not put any advertising for my channel on there. I did not list my sponsors. If I have to take the video down, then I don't lose anything but that 4-minute rant. But I think when you see the things that he sent to me and the things that he said, you're going to say, okay, yeah, I get it. I wouldn't want to be associated either. So it's either going to hurt my channel or help my channel. I don't really care. I just felt like after 3 months, if this thing was still bothering me, I needed to get it out off my chest, put the video out, get it off my computer, and move on. I will give you a clue. One of the videos that this person sent me was about rich people who supposedly drink the blood of small children. I'm sorry, that's gross, that's disgusting. One of my male friends could not watch more than a minute of it. It's foul. So I'm like, no, I don't think so. So anyway, that's kind of an ethical question tonight, was should I have said anything? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. All right. Thank you for letting me know, Andy. I knew it was, I had it set to go up at 7:45 Eastern. So anyway, I pulled this out tonight just for fun. I'm gonna, if I don't roast to death in this room, this is a tray. I have a few more rings that have not gotten into this tray yet, but I've only been detecting for this time for a little over a year, and I've been through 3 different detectors. So I started this tray, and there's some other things that haven't gotten into this tray yet, but I thought it might be fun to look at some of what I have found with, oops, hit the wrong button, folks, with the microscope, because some of them I just thought it might be interesting. Like there's one in here. This is probably the best thing I have found detecting. Let's see if I can do this without sticking my grubby fingers into the frame too much, but this, there we go. See if I can get, oops, I have too many things on my desk, and I'm still learning where the center of everything is. All right, let's see if we can do this. Maybe not. It's rocking, and it may be too close. My hands are shaking too, and that does not help. This is, you're glad you didn't send him money for postage and handling for winning a ring giveaway. Did he send it to you anyway? Just out of curiosity. Mike knows who it is. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the detecting community that know who I'm talking about. Yeah, this is a 14 karat gold crucifix ring that I dug up out of a schoolyard with my Nocta Simplex, which is the third detector in my order. And I'm trying to get it turned here because it is marked in there. I don't know if you can see it. I got it upside down, but you can see the 14K in there. And it's really, this is a really heavy ring. It's a beaut. This one is my very first ring that I found, and it has a real interesting story that goes with it. I'm trying to get it. There we go. If I can get this just right, you'll be able to see it. Notice it has a name on it, Otto, O-T-T-O. Now, what makes that such an interesting thing is back in the 1980s, I owned a stock car racing newspaper that was based in Florida, and it was called the Oval Track Observer. We had a contest for the Oval Track Observer for our readers to draw us up a cartoon mascot. And the mascot, the winning mascot, the artist had named Otto, O-T-T-O. Had it on his little shirt. Now, when I went down the weekend to do my friend Tommy's memorial service at Showtime Speedway, that was the week that I found this ring. Right after his memorial service the next day, I found the Otto ring, and it is really old. And while there is no marking visible in it, I did have it tested, and it is 14K. And you can see inside this ring, there's some kind of worn areas. If I can get it under there, you can see that it's worn down quite a bit in different places on the inside. So it may have just worn off, or perhaps it never had a marking on it, but I will never ever get rid of this ring. I found this ring with a $45 bounty hunter gold digger. Now, you can't get a much cheaper detective than a bounty hunter gold digger. It found this baby, and this thing was about 7.5 inches down. And I will never, ever part with that ring. Ever. Me and Otto, we're going to stick together. So that was my very first gold ring with my $45 El Cheapo detector, which I still have. I carry that detector with me. I can't do it so much now because of the COVID thing, but I always carried it with me after I got a better detector, because children always want to come up and find out how about metal detecting and how it works and what can you find. So I would go to the car and get that detector and let the kids use it. And most of the time I would like just plant a couple of pennies for them or something, you know, quarter or whatever, and let them find it. And then I would teach them how to dig their plug and get their treasure out. And then of course they were like, oh, no, you're not done yet. You got to come back here and fill this plug back up and take that piece of trash right there with you too. And so I made it a learning experience, and I still carry that detector with me. When I go up to Virginia, I have, my niece has 4 children, and I have 3 detectors, but there's 2 kids that don't like each other, so they won't ever go on the same trip anyway. So I'm going to be able to take the kids with me. This is another one I found in the same schoolyard. I wear this one sometimes. This is little sterling silver heart. There we go. Oops, upside down. Now it's probably upside down to you, but this one I found. It was so deep that my pinpointer actually fell all the way down into the hole. So it was close to 10 inches down on that one. That one fits on my pinky, and I do wear it sometime because I don't wear gold. I wear silver. That's my silver stack is on my hands. Oops, I can't find there we go. Yeah, I wear silver, George. So then I have these 2. Oh, the silver one was found with a Garrett Ace 300, which was my second detector. And then these 2 were found in the same place, but not in the same hole. They were both found on the same day, about a week and a half after I got the simplex. And I about lost my little mind on this day, because what happened here was I went to a park I go to all the time, and I went there because I wanted to go over it with the simplex and see if I could find things that had been missed with a different detector. So while I was there, the Parks Department guy came along, and they were moving the little metal bleachers away from the basketball court because they were getting ready to do a Martin Luther King Day event there, and they were going to use that area. So the guy told me, he said, I'm putting those back on Tuesday. So you want to check under where the bleachers were, you better get over there now and do it. So it was almost dark. I was really tired and I was ready to go home, but I'm not going to give up on that kind of opportunity like that. So I dug up a whole bunch of change, and then I got this. It is missing 1 stone next to the blue one. You'll see there's an open hole there. I'm pretty sure this was a mother's ring or a grandmother's ring, because all the stones are different, and I'm pretty sure they're birthstones. It is, oops, it is a 10-karat gold ring. It's hard for me to, there you go. 10-karat. About 2 minutes after I got that and filled the hole back up, and about a foot away, I found this one, a little lady's signet ring. Oops, there we go. And I've been trying to figure out what this initial is, if it is a J or a P or an S. I still don't know. So, and I may have it upside down at this point. But, oh, Ida, thank you for coming, honey. Good night. This one is also a 10K. Found with my simplex. So I found both of those on the same day, very, very close to each other. And then I have a wide selection of junk rings. They're just assorted things. This one is kind of neat because it has a message on the inside. It's an infinity ring. It's not real, and the stones have mostly fallen out of it. But on the inside, it says best friends. And I just think it's kind of neat. I don't find a lot of old coins here simply because everything's been filled. But I did find... That's the first Wheatie that I found with a detector. Some of my other finds are in books. Like the first actual coin I found with any silver in it, I found on my sister's farm in Virginia. It was a 1942 S war nickel. So when I get back up there, you know I'm going to be hitting that farm pretty hard. And then I got that one, a 62 Rosie. That I got with the Bounty Hunter, the $45 machine. This one, I didn't even realize I had dug an Indian head. Or a buffalo, rather. I didn't even realize I had it until I got home, so I'm not sure which of the three places I went I found this, but it's a 1937 buffalo. It has all the earmarks of being out of the ground because that's what happens to them when they're in the ground too long. They turn funky, but I'm not cleaning it. I find funny rings. I found half a ring. This one was obviously just made out of copper to begin with, but I thought it was funny because it has a dollar sign on it. So I guess somebody was showing off their bling bling down at the high school. And then I have other crusties. I don't believe there's any mark in this way. It's terribly corroded. I get a lot of bling rings. And there's a reason I'm showing you this stuff. And the reason behind it is up until just recently when I started getting sick again, I went detecting pretty much every day. And in all that time of a whole year, there's a little tiny one here. All that time of a whole year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. There's actually 2 more in my kitchen. So I have found a total of 15 rings. Now, that's about average. I know a lot of guys who have far better detecting equipment than I do, who have told me they have found 1 gold ring in their life, or maybe 2. So I've got 3 in a year and 15 total rings. Part of the ethic thing that's in that video that I released is this guy claiming that he finds 100 precious metal rings every year. And I know people that detect that area and they just don't, I'm sorry, they don't believe it. I have no proof one way or another whether that's fact or fiction, because I don't live there. But I'm telling you this, the most valuable thing that I have found, Kellen, you might not have been in here when I showed it, but I did show it. Mike, how long have you been detecting? You said you've got 7 rings. I'm going to go back to the scope for a minute so we can get remedial Kellen caught up here. The most valuable thing that I have found to date is, I'm going to guess, Alistair, happy birthday. It's Alistair Black's birthday. Happy birthday, dude. Okay, this ring right here, Kellen, it is a 14 karat gold crucifix. It's kind of weighty. It has some weight to it. I've forgotten now. I had weighed it on the scale and checked, and the melt value of it was about $160 on that day. So that's probably the most valuable single item. Alistair, very funny. Yeah, there's another ethics thing right there. I know people that do sneak into cemeteries and metal detect, and in many, many, many places that is totally against the law, and you can get your butt thrown in jail for a long, long time. It's kind of a weird ethical question, because back in the old days of detecting, when there were no pinpointers, when all the machines did was make a noise and you just dug till you found it, people would dig these craters of holes. So I do understand why. Yeah, thank you, Alistair. You put that perfectly. There's a fine line between archaeology and grave robbing. There is a cemetery that I'm working on documenting. Y'all have to excuse me. Anyway, I'm working on documenting this cemetery, and I do detect there, but not inside the cemetery. I have been detecting in the parking area of this cemetery because we're trying to determine where the church building was. The cemetery was at one time associated with a church, which is long gone. We've been to the Historical Society and the library and looked at all the old maps and histories of the county, and have not been able to pinpoint exactly where the building was. Some people think it was way up front by the highway. Others think that the cemetery was right behind it. So I have detected in the parking lot there, and I've been finding some square nails, which indicate those nails were made before 1882. So I think I'm kind of on to where the building was, but I cannot detect inside the fence. And the problem with that is, I think the building was actually inside the fence. There's a couple of trees, big old trees. Their aerials wouldn't be old enough, Alistair. This church was gone by, I'm going to say, 1905. This church existed, from what we can tell by the graves in the cemetery. The earliest burials appear to have happened around 1860s, pre-Civil War 1860s, like 1859, 1860. I found a couple of graves with those death dates. But I think this one corner where there are no markers and this big, huge old oak tree is, and a lot of lilies and marigolds, plants that shouldn't be growing where they are, Yeah, you're right, Alistair. I don't know if there's any aerials to be had. This is a really rural county, and they probably didn't spend the money, but I will look for that. Cyclone 13, hey, welcome aboard. Say happy birthday to Alistair Black, the birthday boy. But I would love to go inside that fence and just detect that area. I don't want to go detect around the graves, because some of those graves are pretty close to being open. This place has not been taken care of very well. But I would like to go in there and just do that one corner and see if I turn up more square nails, or, you know, a lot of times marbles, things like that will be a good indicator that there was a building there. And I have found pieces of glass that I know are old glass. They have the bubbles in them and the unevenness of old glass. So that's something I hope I can figure it out before I move to Virginia. But yeah, in general, cemeteries are kind of not in the realm. I did have permission to go in that cemetery one day with the detector, but only to detect the road that runs up the middle. And that was because I got called by the funeral home, and a lady who had gone out to their cemetery there for one of the more recent burials had lost her car keys out there, and she was actually still there. And she had called the funeral home and wanted to know what she could do to try to find them. And I had done some research with that funeral home, so he called me up and said, hey, you know, if you're not busy, can you run out here and help this lady find her keys? So I did, and we found them. And that's the only time that I've actually detected inside the cemetery. But I know people that do it, and ethically it bothers me. And in many places, it is highly illegal. They will arrest you. They will take away your detectors. And you're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure what they can charge you with, but I know they can charge you with some stuff. So I don't want to be the one to find out. At age 67, I'm not up for sacrificing my metal detecting equipment or getting a criminal record. I don't want, at this age, you know, if I've managed to get along here. Yeah, I know it was, Alistair, but I'm so glad you cracked that joke, because when I started detecting, my sister, who doesn't know anything about it, said, oh, wouldn't it be cool to go detect this old cemetery down at so-and-so and so? And I had to explain to her why you can't do that. There are a lot of people that don't know that it's seriously against the law. So, yeah, I had to explain to her, you know, there's certain things that just are off limits, and that's one of them. Just like you go into the state of Florida, every county has a different set of rules and regulations where you can and cannot detect, if you can detect at all. In Florida, you cannot detect in a state park unless that state park has a beach. And then you can only detect on the beach, but you can't detect in the park part of the park. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's the way it is. All right, kids. Y'all have been putting up with me since 8 o'clock. I don't know how many people are here. Maybe 2, 3. I don't know. I don't draw a big crowd with this show. Oh, my goodness. I have 8 people. This show, I just started, and I'm up against a whole lot of other stuff. And so I really haven't drawn a crowd yet. But that's okay. It's better for you guys. And if there's anybody in here that I owe a prize to, I was sick most of the week, and it has rained every single day. So being high risk for COVID, I opted not to go to the post office. So everybody's packages are still sitting here, and I'm gonna work on them and get them ready to send out probably on Friday. But we're going to give something away. And since I only have 8 people, we're just going to do the easy number draw thing. I just wrote a number down on that right there. And what are we going to give away? We're actually going to give away a metal detecting related prize. Now, if this is something you are not interested in, just let me know and we'll give it to somebody else. But this is kind of a neat one because it does make the crossover between coin collecting and metal detecting. So what I am giving away today, this was donated to me as a prize from my friend Mark at Kelly Co. Detectors down in Florida. We're giving away a copy of the new Successful Coin Hunting, which has been updated for the 21st century because it was written a while back by Charles Garrett. And if you don't recognize that name, Charles Garrett, well, Garrett Detectors, folks. So it, according to the information on the back, it says, no matter what you know about hunting coins with a metal detector, this treasure hunting text will help you learn new modern ways to find coins, discover where coins are waiting, locate gold coins, and find more coins with less effort. You'll enter if you want to. Oh my gosh, Alistair Black, since you know that song, I have a story. I have lots of stories, and we'll do the drawing in a minute, but I have to tell this story because Alistair brought up Leslie Gore's It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want To. When I was I was a little kid when that song was popular, and my family didn't have a lot of money, so it was very, very rare that we were actually in a restaurant. But every summer we went from Florida to Iowa. And my mom had to keep track of every penny, and we would stop at the little roadside tables and we would have a loaf of bread and some stuff and make our sandwiches. But for breakfast, we got to eat in a restaurant. And we took this ferry boat that when you got on, you were in Kentucky and you went across the river and you were in this town called Cave in Rock, Illinois. And as soon as you got over into Illinois, there was a little restaurant right there on the side of the road. And we went in there, and my dad normally was not the nicest guy on the planet, but he was feeling particularly goofy this particular morning. And for reasons unknown to any of us, he jumped up on the table and starts singing It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want To. And we got escorted out of the restaurant, which was mortifying for a small child. I have no idea. I think the reason was, I swear, I could be wrong, but I think he did it because he didn't want to pay the check. Because my dad was a tightwad, which I thought was pretty funny since he didn't work and my mom did. But I truly think he did that to divert attention so he wouldn't have to pay the check, and they just bums rushed us out of the restaurant. So every time I hear It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want To, I have that as a childhood memory. My family was strange. Okay, so we're going to give away this book. Yes, for real. I swear that is a true story. Okay, so we're going to give away this book. And like I said, if you're not interested in it, let me know and I will give you something else instead. But it really is a pretty interesting book. So my coin range, my number range. It's going to be a really strange range. The range is 1 to 33. And I know there's only 8 people in here, so it shouldn't take too long for 8 people to pick a number. So y'all go. We'll see what, oh, this time Cyclone picks 13 because the last time he didn't, and that's what it was. Oh, we have a new visitor. Hello there, 83. Yeah, one guess. Price is Right rules. Closest without going over. I always forget. So everybody in that wants to get in. Last chance up. And if the same number is guessed more than once, the person whose name came across my screen with it first, that's who that number is assigned to. So if you have picked a number that was already guessed and you would like to change numbers, I will allow you to make one change. Hello, US Silver Stacker. We're right in the middle of a lucky number drawing. Guess a number between 1 and 33. Closest without going over wins. Price is Right rules. One guess to a customer. There we go. He got in there. I got in there real quick. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah. If you want to repick, I think, is it pronounced J-Rod or J-Rod 83? Anyway, if you want to repick, go ahead because somebody had 22 before you did. Okay, there you go. That's good. Okay, so we're going to stop. Okay, let's see. I got to go back up to where the numbers started. Okay, Alistair. No. Cyclone. No. Yeah, funny, Callan, go to the coin shop. You know, if J-Rod had been a little bit faster, he'd have won because our winner is Starry Lock with 22. J-Rod came across my screen just a little bit behind that one. And the winning number, 23. So, Starry Lock, you won the drawing. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. You can have the book. And, okay. You can have the book, or if you do not want, if you're not interested in the book, don't take it, because I will give that to someone else who is seriously into metal detecting. But if you're really interested in it, please take it, because it is a really good book. I will admit I have read it. So let me know if you want the book or something else, and whichever you choose is fine with me. So there you go. Okay. So I'm just waiting to hear. I'll make it more interesting for Starry Lock. You have a choice, Starry Lock, of the book, or, okay, well, then we'll keep this and give this away for something else. Yeah, this is a really, really helpful book. It has some interesting stuff in it too that I never thought of. And it's very well illustrated, and I wish I had found some of the stuff that, you know, like, look at this dude's trays full of stuff. Holy crap, that's all rings. Whoa. Okay, Storylock, so I need you to send me, let me put my screen up here. It has my email address in it. It'll come across the screen here in a minute. I need you to send me your mailing info so that I can get that off to you. To it's SusieQ96@gmail.com. Okay. Now, I got something else I got to bring up. And I hate doing this part. I do. But I have it in my little crawler that's going across the bottom of the screen there. And that's this. My channel is not monetized. And I'm on social insecurity. So what happens is sometimes I run out of money. Oh no. Uh-oh. I hope we're still on, because I just accidentally unplugged my monitor. So yay, okay. I didn't kill the stream, I just killed the monitor. All right, so I'm on Social Security, and sometimes I can't afford to do stuff that I need to do for the channel. And I got a message yesterday from StreamYard telling me that I am almost to my limit on free hours. Apparently, I'm only allowed 20 hours a month to live stream before they charge me. So I'm gonna either I'm gonna have to not live stream so much, which I usually only do twice a week, and I do a couple for my jewelry channel. But the other option is to pay them $20 a month so that I'm not locked into that 20-hour BS. I mean, I understand they got to make money. So anyway, if anybody would like to help us pay that $20 a month so that we don't have a limit on our hours of live streaming, you can do that in a couple of different ways. You could either just send a one-time donation to PayPal, or you can become a Patreon sponsor. There's 3 different tiers of that, $5, $20, and $30, I think they are. So anyway, I don't like begging for money. I don't even like asking for money, but I just got that thing yesterday, and I've already paid all my bills, and by the time I mail out these packages and stuff, I'm not going to be able to throw money at them to keep streaming. So if anybody wants to become a Patreon sponsor or wants to make a one-time donation, that would be great, because I got to come up with $20 to pay them. Otherwise, they're going to make me shut up. I know some people might think that's a good idea too. Excuse me, I gotta. So, I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. And I know there's a lot of other streams and stuff going on out there. So I think, well, last week I stayed until 10, but I think we're going to end it at 9. I'm still not 100% well, and so anyway, I think it was some of it was pretty interesting. I'm so glad Alistair came in and celebrated his birthday with us. Sorry he didn't win. Oh, and I have another question. This is an ethical question. Is it ethical for me to give away a prize that's a used item? And I ask this question because I have a very nice metal detecting digging tool. It was made by Garrett. I used it twice. I kept it in my car as an emergency tool because I really liked the other one that I used better. And so I chipped a little bit of the paint off the end of it, but it's a perfectly good digging tool that I think sells for about 30 bucks. And I've hesitated on giving it away simply because I nicked the paint on the tip of it. So, oh, that'd be fun, Andy. I can't get pennies right now. My bank was really good about giving me pennies before I had the channel. And then the COVID thing, they closed the lobby and all that, and the lobby's still closed. But I mean, my bank never gave me any problem about getting them in the past. I just can't get them now. And I love searching pennies, so that would be awesome. My bank was so cool, they actually gave me the bag to return the pennies in. You know, a lot of banks don't do that and make you go find a place to dump them. But my bank was pretty cool about it. My bank is in Florida and I live in Georgia, but it's only 25 miles. They don't have Wells Fargo in Georgia. And I have had my account with Wells Fargo since 1997. So I'm not giving it up now. They're pretty good to me, but at the moment, their lobby is still closed. So anyway, those are my channel dilemmas. I'm working on a thing that I'm going to probably start sharing in here if I can. If I don't pick up some more people with the detecting discussion, which I really have not promoted much yet, then I will probably switch this over to some sort of penny or nickel search, because we already do quarters on Mondays. Anyway, so that's about all I got going on tonight. Like I said, I'm close to running out of free hours through StreamYard, and someone suggested, you know, that I use the other programs, but my computer won't run most of the available live stream things because they all want 64-bit and my computer's 32. So that's, you know, I'd like to have all the stuff with the bots and all the fancy schmancy, but, you know, I am not going to buy a whole new computer to live stream what I do. So since we've pretty much got to work with StreamYard, at least if I pay the $20 a month, I get more functions. So anyway, that's what's happening. One other thing I'm going to announce real quick before I go is Sunday on my other channel. This was supposed to happen last weekend and I was sick. My other channel is Susie Q Jewelry and Decor. And Andy can find the link for it. Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to have a jewelry sale. I'm not going to do the auction thing this time. These items, I'm just going to put them up there. This is how much they cost. These are handmade, by the way. These are not manufactured in bulk. These are all one-of-a-kind items, or, you know, or a one-of-a-kind design in different colors. But I'm just going to put these items up. Here's the price. Here's the shipping. And I'm just going to go through about 10, 15 of them. I was very surprised last time. Thank you, Andy. I was very surprised last time most of the buyers were male. I truly thought it was going to be the ladies that were interested, but as it turns out, the bulk of my sales went to the men. And that was wonderful. In fact, I have an order I've been working on for Shibby Rob, a special order. He saw some earrings in the program that had angels on them, and he ordered the angels in purple, earrings on a pendant, and green for 2 of the ladies in his life. So anyway, that's happening at 1 Eastern time on Sunday. And I'll put up a notice about it. Well, that's about all I got for this week. I'll be back Monday with my, Sunday on the other channel. And then Monday with the world famous car wash quarters. The Monday night Lodo coin collecting show. We're getting real close to filling a couple of those books. So we'll see what happens. And on that note, I'm going to let everybody wander off to Rob Finds Treasure or whoever else I'm stepping all over with my live stream. There is no good time to pick a live stream now in either coins or detecting. You're always going to be running over somebody. I try not to. I'm a nice lady, but hey, it happens. So anyway, I did put up a new metal detecting video and a new rant video about metal detecting. So go watch those, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and check your notification bell. And I'm going to say this real quick because I haven't been getting notifications for anybody's channels lately. And I'm like, something's not right here. So I started going to channels that I'm subscribed to and looking, and all my bells have been reset to nada. So y'all check your bells, make sure that your favorite channels, your notifications are activated, because apparently YouTube did a reset. Alrighty, guys, I thank you so much. Thank you to my best moderator on the planet, Handy Andy 7036. Thank all of you for stopping in. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to go get some rest, so I'll be happy. And yeah, YouTube's playing games, Kellen. We got to make them stop that. Anyway, I'll see some of you Sunday at the jewelry auction. Go watch the vids. I'll see the rest of you in the streams online. And next Monday night with the Lodo Coin Show. Thank y'all for being here. Storylock, I'll get your book out to you in a day or two. I've got several here. I got to get packaged up. Y'all, please be careful. I know they're throwing everything back open, but I know the 5 counties around me, every one of them, the COVID rate is going up again. So y'all, please be careful. At least wash your hands. You know, bare minimum, you got to wash your hands. Try to do everything cool. And take care of yourselves, because we need you. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.